Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, whether you're watching this as a live video or whether you're watching this after it has gone live, something different for round number 8. I've got the team list Tuesday team here, which I'm reading off my phone, going through my tips, my prediction as we go, and obviously speak about the best bets kind of thing via sports bet, dabble, whatever you use. Obviously, gamble responsibly if you do. But let's get into, and it feels weird because obviously there's no intro on this video. It's just me and you guys listening. So let's get into it. No intro. On Thursday night, it all kicks off with the South Sydney Rabbitohs, who have been playing some better footy. They're warming up against the Penrith Panthers, who again, they're warming up. Now, the Penrith Panthers are coming off a 1-point win against the Newcastle Knights in Golden Point, whilst the Rabbitohs are coming off a nice win after the second half saw them demolish the Dolphins up there in Suncorp Stadium, which they have a nice record. So, as for the Rabbitohs, I am seeing here there is a big out, and that out is Keon Kolomatangi. So Michael Cheekham will shift to the back row. Their bench is Jed Cartwright, Zuluku Fafita, Hame Sele, and Davey Mawale. Isaac Thompson returns to the side on the wing, and Tane Milne is on the reserves in 18th man. As for it's 1-for-1 here. You got Keon out, and you got Liam Martin out on the other side. So Liam Martin out for the Panthers means that Scott Sorensen and Zach Hosking are in the second row. On the bench is Sonny Luke, Lindsay Smith, Spencer Lenu, Jamin Salmon, Tyrone Peachy, and Luke Garner on the reserve. So, yeah, Penrith, they're coming off a nice a win against the Newcastle Knights. It was a gritty win. I don't think a lot of us expected that scoreline, but those are the type of wins that you want to get, close wins. As for the Rabbitohs, as I said, warming up at the right time, scoring plenty of points, and this is a great time to get the Penrith Panthers, who arguably they're not playing their best footy. They are scoring points, and I still think there are teams that are struggling against them, but I think there's teams above them. And I've mentioned that I don't think they're the benchmark, and I've seen people comment frustrated by what I've said. However, for this game, I will be going the Penrith Panthers, and I'm going to tip the Panthers by 6. I think that the Panthers will win a close one. I think Souths do have plenty of points, and I'm not sure what the forecast is. It's going to be cold on Thursday night. I'm assuming it's getting much colder down here. So, look, I think the Panthers will be too good, but I think it will be kind of tight. So I'm going to go with the Penrith Panthers to score 24, to the South Sydney Rabbitohs to score 18, and I'm going to go with Dylan Edwards to score a try. So I guess I'm going to back Dylan Edwards in for the first try. That is paying $13 for Dylan Edwards, first try scorer. He's in some great try scoring form, and for him to score at any time is $2.65. That's some big odds there. I really, really like that. Penrith to win, and Dylan Edwards I nearly said Dylan Walker to score back-to-back to score. Next up, you got my boys, the Parramatta Eels, taking a game to Darwin. We have won 6 of our last 8 matches in Darwin. The Broncos lost their last trip to Darwin by a decent margin, but they definitely were a different side. A bit scared for this one because I think we've been playing some good footy, but I'm looking at the lineup, and you've got the return of Thomas Slegler via the starting lineup in jersey number 8 for the Brisbane Broncos. Corey Oates is in as well. So Jesse Arthurs, I'm guessing, overlooked in 18 for that one. And then as for the Parramatta Eels, Josh Hodgson returns. Makatoa dropped to the reserves. Bailey Simonson is eligible to play in jersey number 21, but they have gone with the same solid backline there. Just as I mentioned, Hodgson coming back from, I think it was the flu the other day. So Hopgood, Hands, Woodamoo Greig, Matt Dury off the bench. And then for the Broncos, Corey Pakes, Corey Jensen, battle of the Corys there. Corey's going to score. One of the Corys are going to score. You know it's going to happen. Toby Hetherington and Martin Tapau. Now, the Broncos, they put on a big score against the Titans. I was disappointed with the Titans. I really was. I thought At home, they were starting the game really well, and it's something they've done. And then they just seem to leak points, and very worrying signs for the Titans. And Broncos are sitting back in first place on the ladder because of that win. For this game, you know me, and I tip against Para when I think we're going to lose. And I think we'll win this. I do. I think we'll win this. And I think it's a big advantage that this game is in Darwin. I know we struggled there last year. I think we're going to have a nice home crowd, fans cheering. I think Mitchell Moses is playing some fantastic footy. And honestly, I think it could come down to the goal kicking of Mitchell Moses. And I think there'll be points. I think both of these teams have great attack, and we have been scoring points. And look, everybody says that Parramatta should have put 50 on the Dogs as well. And it doesn't matter. They got the win. They take the 2 points. And that's what NRL is all about. You got to remember that just because a reserve grader comes into the side, that doesn't mean they're going to leak all these points. It means that they're going to give it a red hot crack for their coach. And that's what I don't like. So when people say, oh, they should have put 50 on a depleted side, got the job done by a nice margin at home after every game being very close. No blowouts this year. So far, and this game won't be a blowout. But yeah, I'm going to tip Parramatta here. I think Parramatta will win. I'm going to go Parramatta to win 22-20. I think that golden boot of Mitchell Moses goal kicking at the moment. I think he's going to kick a goal to win it. Potentially even a penalty goal. Maybe. I don't know. But I do think I think Parramatta can win this. I do. Next up, you've got the Bulldogs and the Sharks. I mentioned that the Bulldogs are obviously depleted at the moment. Declan Casey has been named on the wing. Obviously, Josh Addo-Carr out for an extended period of time. Braden Burns is returning on the wing as well. Jake Averillo looks to overcome his injury, which is great. Their bench is Reynolds, Ockenbaugh, Davey and Sutton. If they had their proper team, Ockenbaugh wouldn't be in there, especially after that shocker last week. But they're really struggling for depth. And Carraz is a massive out for the Bulldogs this week. They're already missing Kikau, Addo-Carr, Famua Brown, Jacob Carraz. Very, very sad for the Bulldogs fans there. And then as for the Sharks, I think they're unchanged. I'm just trying to check. Yeah, Dale Finucane has 2 more suspensions, so he's out. They're coming off a great win. They're coming off a great win against the Sydney Roosters, a team they hadn't beaten in a long time as well. So I think the Sharks have a bit of momentum here, and I think they could be sitting pretty high up on the ladder. So I think they could win this by a big margin. I do. I don't know where the points are going to come from for the Bulldogs. I think that they probably can score at least 2 tries, but looking at what Parramatta, who haven't been that great, were able to do to them, and looking at the Sharks and how lethal their attack and try-scoring points have been and how good Nico Hines is playing. By the way, I didn't mention my first try scorer for the Eels and the Broncos, but I'll leave that for the Talking Para podcast, and I'll comment at the end of the video. I think Cronulla will win, and I think Cronulla will win well. This game's at Accor Stadium. Bulldogs are the home fans. Hopefully they get a nice crowd, and hopefully they can keep it close for the fans, but I don't see it being close. I'm going to go with the Sharks by 20. I'm going to go the Sharks to win 32 points to 12. They're building confidence. They've got a really nice spine working together. Blake Brayley scored a great try that I thought would be a match winner last week. So I'm going to go with the Sharks here, and I'm going to go with the Sharks by 20. And I'm going to back, I think I backed him last week, but I'm going to go Sifa Talakai to score first. I reckon he can do it because I think the Bulldogs have been exposed in their centre defence. And I reckon Talakai can run right. He had some great runs last week. I'm going to go Talakai, first try scorer there. Next up, you've got the North Queensland Cowboys and the Newcastle Knights. Now, Kalen Ponga is back, and this is actually his 100th. He finally got there. Congratulations, Kalen, on his 100th NRL game. Now, he has been named in jersey number 6 with Lockie Miller retaining that fullback spot. He's been in great form. Now, massive out for the Cowboys, massive out, and that is Jason Taumalolo out for an extended period of time. Ruben Cotter shifts to lock. Cohen Hess goes back to the front row. Jordan McLean. So, look, they're not going with Jake Granville this week. He comes off the bench in jersey number 15. That looks like that decision is over, which is the right decision. As for the Knights, Brady Jones is out, and it looks like that is the only change. Their bench, Tyson Gamble, Jacob Saifidi, Matt Croker, and Jack Hetherington. As for this game, it's tough to tip. The Cowboys are sitting in 16th. They're playing pretty bad footy at the moment. I actually thought they played quite well against the Warriors, all things considered. I thought they probably were the better team. If you watch the game, the Cowboys were very good against the Warriors, but just couldn't score points and got a little bit unlucky. As for the Knights, they're playing some really good footy. They lost to the Penrith Panthers by 1, beat the Warriors the previous week. So, look, the Knights, they're putting in a fight from what we thought they were going to be this season, sitting in 11th position. I'm going to go the Cowboys here, though. I'm going to go the Cowboys by 8. I think in Townsville, Saturday night, I think again, like that Raiders-Dragons, which I had a crazy prediction of it being really low scoring, pretty much got that prediction as well. So I reckon the Cowboys are going to win a low scoring one here. I will go with the Cowboys to win. I feel like the Knights 12, the Cowboys. I feel like the Cowboys can win by, 8. Same prediction. Let's go with it. 20-12 to the North Queensland Cowboys over the Newcastle Knights. They're going to be a little bit too good for the Newcastle Knights, the Cowboys to win. And we'll go with Murray Taulagi to score the first try for this game. Moving next, you've got the Dolphins, and they're going to play the Titans on Sunday at 2 o'clock. This game's up at Suncorp. I wonder when the Dolphins get another game at Redcliffe. I know they play against us later in the year, but I'm looking forward to a home game at Redcliffe for the Dolphins. Massive in, AJ Brimson. He's been named in jersey number 21, though, for this one. So, look, he may not play, but he has been named in that spot. Then you've got Aaron Shop is out. So is Isaac Fasuma Ali. Kenny Bromwich is out, but Felice Kafusi finally returns from his suspension. The bench is Wallace, Nichols, Stone, and Donahue. And as I said, the Titans disappointed me last week, but they're a team that know how to score points. The Dolphins are sitting in 8th. They're playing much better footy. They are at home. If the Titans lose this, though, they're going to lose to every Queensland team, which they're going to be so disappointed in themselves, and they're wanting to turn their season around. They're sitting in 10th position. It's not that bad, considering some of their results. I'm going to go with the Dolphins here. I'm going to go the Dolphins. I was leaning towards the Titans, but I think that's a big in, having Felice Kafusi back in your side for the Dolphins, and it's a nice-looking bench as well. And there are some outs, as I said. Aaron Shop is out, so the centres are Philip Sammy and Brian Kelly. Jojo Fafita comes back onto the wing. I'm going to go the Dolphins. They're going to get the rub of the green here at home. I think it's going to be tight, though. I'm going to go the Dolphins by 4. And I reckon this game could be so high scoring. It really could. I'm going to go with the Dolphins to win. Let's go 24 points to 20. If the total points is 44, I guess you'd take the unders there, but I think this game will probably go to overs. Let's put that as a best bet. Dolphins, Titans. Let's have a look at the total points there. Best bet, 44 points. Total points, 44 is the set total, man. Oh, I think the Dolphins will win, but I don't know about that bet there, guys. But, yeah, the Dolphins to win. The Titans always fire up at the start. They could probably score the first try. In fact, I think they will. I think they'll score first. I think David Fafita, first try scorer, and the Dolphins to beat the Titans. Moving on to Sunday football, where you've got the West Tigers facing the Manly Seagulls. Tigers are coming off a win from the bye. They won the game in Golden Point. It came down right to the end, but they got the job done against the Sea Eagles. This game's at Campbelltown, so it's a home game for the Tigers. They should get a nice crowd, you hope, here. Looks like a debutant has been named at fullback. It does look like a debutant. You do. An NRL debut at fullback, Jareem Buller. Good luck, my friend. And then you've got Dane Laurie on the reserves. You've got David Nofaluma on. Oh, no. Dane Laurie comes back to the bench. He's been named in jersey 14. Brent Naden out for this one. David Nofaluma on the reserves. Raymond Viega, who played a great game against the Storm for the Seagulls last week, and Kelma Talangi out for this one. Big ins, though, in Ruben Garrick and Josh Schuster has been named as well. So I'm guessing, Cooper Johns goes back to 18th man there. I'm going to go Manly here. I'm really impressed by Manly's win last week. It was a gritty win. They've done well to bounce back. They've done well to convince me that they are a good team. I'll probably be saying they're not a good team in a couple of weeks. But the Tigers here, they're coming off a bye. They're fresh. I think they'll score some points. I do. I think Manly have shown that they can leak some points. I'm going to go Manly to win 34 points to 16. So the Sea Eagles to win by 18. I think it'll be a high-scoring clash there at Campbelltown. And I think there'll be a nice crowd as well. First try scorer for this game. I don't know why, but something's telling me to back Tom Trbojevic. So I'm going to go Tommy Turbo to score the first try of the match. Moving into Anzac Day, I will be at this game. And obviously, if you know what happened on Instagram, please do the right thing. I'm not going to get too much into it. But Roosters and Dragons. Now, the Dragons didn't get the job done against the Raiders. They hung in there for a bit of a fight, but the Raiders ultimately too good from some key players stepping up, including Hudson Young. Nat Butcher is out for this one. Jaden Sewer is out, so back rower for back rower. Satili Tupanua has been named on the reserves. That's a massive in. Nathan Brown has been named on the reserves. Tupanua off the bench. Angus Crichton returning to the side. Luke Keary in the halves with Joseph Manu for a dropped Sam Walker. Wow, okay. Roosters. They're sitting in 9th. And I think this could be the right decision. This could be the right decision, and this could be a masterstroke by Trent Barrett, Trent Robinson. Paul Momorowski has been named in jersey 4 as well. You know what? I was going to tip the Dragons here. I'm not going to lie. I was going to tip the Dragons. I had a feeling that the Dragons could get up. But 1, Roosters have a good record against the Dragons. 2, the Dragons got them last year. 3, that Roosters lineup is damn good. It is really, really strong. They get a lot of players back. I'm sorry, Dragons. They're going to be way too good for the Dragons, and they're going to win by 12. I still think it'll be 1-12. I'm going to go with a scoreline of 26 points to 14. So the Roosters to win by 12 on Anzac Day. Man, I came into this thinking an upset, but that lineup on paper is the best Roosters side I've seen this year. And I'm going to go Brandon Smith to score the first try of the match. Now you've got Melbourne Storm. Oh, this is the last game, actually. Here you go, guys. Last game. Melbourne Storm and the New Zealand Warriors. Now, the Warriors haven't won at Amy Park in a long time, and they've had some very poor scores put on them. Put this game in New Zealand, NRL. Do it. They deserve it. Give them a game. All right. Nick Meaney is back for the Storm. Cameron Munster moves back to 5'8". Nelson Asafa-Solomona is back. That's a big in my opinion, as well. The bench is Garlic, McDonald, Eisenhoof, and Tarek Sims. Tui Kamikamika is out, and the Warriors suspended Murata Niokore pushes Josh Curran to the bench. Wade Egan was cleared to return from concussion protocol, but he's been chosen not to play by the club. So Freddie Lussick will remain in jersey number 9. I think Remus Smith is going to score first. He's due. He's due for a try. Remus Smith, first try scorer. Oh, man, this is a tough one because the Warriors are playing some good footy, but they haven't come up against massive opponents yet, arguably besides the Sharks. The Storm are sitting in 7th. They're playing very inconsistent footy, but when they want to be good, they're playing good and they're defending. And I'm going to tip the Storm here. I'm going to go the Storm at home. I think they'll be a little bit too good. I'm sorry, Warriors. Another year where the Chockies are not going your way. These clashes can be very high scoring, including 70-10. Not to bring that up, Warriors fans. I'm going to go the Storm to win. I'm going to back the Warriors defense to be a bit better. I'm going to go the Storm to win 26 points to 18. The Melbourne Storm at home to win by 8 points. There's a few teams I think I've picked this week to win by 8. And as I mentioned, Remus Smith, first try. So, just for a quick recap, I'm tipping the Storm to win. Remus Smith, first try scorer. I'm tipping the Roosters to win over the Dragons. Brandon Smith, first try scorer. I'm tipping Manly to beat the Tigers with Tom Trbojevic, first try scorer. I'm picking the Finns over the Titans with David Fafita from the Titans to score first. I'm picking the Cowboys to win at home against the Knights with Murray Taulagi to score first. I'm picking the Sharks to put a bit of a score on the Bulldogs there. And I've backed Talakai back-to-back weeks. Hasn't done it. Let's see if he can do it. The Parramatta Eels against the Brisbane Broncos. And Parramatta need to score first to win this. I'm tipping Parramatta to win it. I reckon it'll be in our back row. So I'm going to back Sean Lane, first try scorer. You heard it first. Sean Lane, first try scorer. And then for the Rabbitohs and the Panthers, I'm tipping the Panthers by 6 and Dylan Edwards, first try scorer. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this format. It's been a while since I did a live stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I'll make a separate announcement video on it, but the NRL Rebuild series is coming back. I can't wait to put those videos out in the coming week. As I said, I don't know if there'll be a vlog for the Roosters and Dragons. There might be a little video for it, but like pre-show kind of thing. I don't know about a vlog. Might just settle down, watch some footy. Next game I will be at, I think it's the Parramatta Eels against the Raiders in Canberra. And then I think we play, I think there's a game against the Rabbits maybe first. But I'm not at the Knights game. I have to work. And I'm not in Darwin, obviously, this week, guys, and Magic Round, as you know, my cousin's wedding. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. I'll post those best bets on Instagram as well. I'll put a little list up of them. But yeah, let's do it. We're riding best bets all year. Let's just have a quick look at how we went last week, because every week they seem to be getting up and they're killer. Last week's best bets were the Raiders minus 6.5. The Raiders won 20-14. Not that one, guys. We had, actually last week was a shocker. There you go. 7 out of 8 tips, but shocker in the bets. You go back 2 weeks, you had Raiders plus 14.5. They beat the Broncos. Philip Sammy to score a try. And I don't know about under 42 for Warriors and Knights. I think that went over. But overall, you can kind of see there as well the green ticks that are coming through for these best bets that we're backing. But there you go, guys. I'll post a separate thing on Instagram. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let me know your tips in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.